Hello and welcome back once again to my take. Since the election results have been declared and Modi has been declared as the Prime Minister of India for the third consecutive time, there has been a lot of talk inside and outside the parliament after Modi government 3.0, NDA government. There has been a lot of controversy and discussion about emergency declared in 1975 by the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Before entering the Parliament House, people anxiously waited for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to say something new, but nothing new happened. Narendra Modi said in 1975, the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi declared emergency. It was the darkest spot in Indian democracy. It was a terribly bad period. And the same thing was repeated by the President and the Speaker later on. Absolutely true. We agree to that. It was the black, it was the back and black. It was the darkest period in the entire Indian democracy so far. We absolutely agree to that. You can see here one of the pictures where you have the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi, who was responsible for 1975 declared emergency, and also her son, who was more powerful than the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi, that was Sanjay Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi's younger brother. Now, these days, there is a lot of controversy and discussion. Are we absolutely free now, or we have any kind of similarities between 1975 declared emergency and the undeclared emergency in the last 10 years from 2014 to 2024. Let's see the similarities what we have. No one justifies the 1975 emergency nor approves of it. Everyone is against it. They heard about it, they have seen the pictures of it, and what kind of sufferings people had because they lost all their freedoms. Now, that 1975 emergency will be a good guideline for the present government. The government can have a lot of lessons to learn from it, because Indira Gandhi had to pay a big price because of 1975 emergency. Let's see what all the lessons the government can take from the declared emergency. In 1975, many political leaders have been jailed. Many of the people have been shot dead. Especially the political leaders attracted the wrath of the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi. But it was the darkest period of our democracy. It was really bad. And Mrs. Gandhi had paid a big price at the end of the emergency. She lost her elections and she lost her own seat after the emergency. So there is a good lesson for the new governments that are going to come. If the governments try to snatch away the liberties of the people, if the governments are not giving any kind of liberty and putting all political leaders behind the bars, then the government of the day has to pay a heavy price. It's always good to remember the dark period in our democracy and pledge not to repeat it again. We beg the new government to not to misuse the central agencies such as CBI, income tax, NIA, and many other central agencies which come under its control. These agencies should be autonomous and act on its own instead of listening to the political bosses. We also request the new government to free all the political leaders, including the chief ministers, who have been arrested under Money Laundering Act. Many leaders were also arrested during the election for no fault of theirs. They are arrested because the government never wanted them to do campaign for their candidates so that only BJP should come to power once again. Lastly, let's not forget the demolition of houses of the minorities, lynching, and demeaning minorities on the basis of their clothes, on the basis of the number of children they have. All citizens in the country are equal. Everyone has equal right in the country, whether they are majority or in minority. Token resolutions in the parliament condemning the emergency of 1975 is mere political posturing. If the government does not do anything, they should free up the media and they should not go after the people who criticize the government and who write against the policies of the government. The journalists should be absolutely free to speak out. In 1975, there was 100% censorship on media. Now also in 2024, the media is not absolutely free. There is Godi media now. In 1975, the media never resisted the emergency. Now also we have Godi media who will never question the government about anything absolutely. They will never resist. Free up parliament and give equal rights to the opposition. The new government should listen to the opposition. Working days of the 17th Lok Sabha were the lowest in the history of our parliamentary democracy, and more than 100 MPs have been suspended overnight. It never happened in the history of Indian parliamentary democracy. As in 1975, emergency, now also the present government has complete control over the judiciary. That should not be there. We request the new government not to control judiciary and pressurize the judges to enact the laws according to their convenience. If these kind of atrocities continue, we feel as if we are under undeclared emergency. We wish the new government all the best. Before they do any kind of atrocities, the new government should remember the dark history, the dark period, the black period of 1975 declared emergency. Let's not have the declared emergency as undeclared emergency of the present. Thank you guys for watching. We wish all the best for the new government. Goodbye. Don't forget to share, subscribe and like our videos. Bye bye guys.